Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going today? It's your boy CJ here, and I'm back with yet another video, and today we're going to be talking about Chris from Mr. Beast. Now, Chris has been under a lot of fire and been a lot of controversy for some of the stuff that he's done in recent times, so I'm going to just go over that and give my thoughts about it. Now, the first thing is Chris coming out as trans. Now, honestly, as long as you're not trying to turn me trans and trying to hurt anybody, just be trans. I really could care less. But the main problem I have with Chris being trans is that he has a son, right? And I feel like when he becomes a woman, his son might not have a proper father figure, because he'll have whoever Chris was married to, and then there's Chris himself, and there's not really a man in that little pairing. All right, another thing is that so Sunny V2 is a pretty popular creator, and he made a video talking about Chris, and Sunny V2 got a lot of hate for it because he was basically saying that Chris was like this was a brand idea or like something like that. But something I noticed is that ever since Sunny V2 released that video, Chris has been acting weirder and weirder. Let's get into that. Okay, so the first instance of Chris acting a little bit weird started on his Snap story. He posted a picture of his 2-year-old son in high heels, and he captioned it, "Tucker chose to slay this morning." Okay, Chris, first off, he did not choose to slay this morning. Your son is like 2. He can barely even walk or speak, so I don't think he could hop out of bed and be like, "Oh, I'm going to slay this morning." And there's also a very low possibility that he could put those high heels on himself. And last time I checked, Chris doesn't have any daughters, so he probably bought these heels for his son, or he just had them laying around and decided to post them like that. That is weird, bro. You are choosing to take a shoe that is most normally worn by women and place that on your son's feet, bro. And I've seen some people defending Chris for this because they said "Oh, back in the day when I was but a young lad, I would dress up in my mother's clothing." But here's the thing, I can kind of understand kids doing that back in the day, but you do that when you're 5, not when you're 2, okay? So that's kind of invalid. You get what I'm saying? Oh, and another thing about Chris. This is when I saw that he had done what I'm about to tell you, my mind was absolutely blown. I could not believe that he would do something like this. Basically, Chris is buying artwork that was made by pedos. Look at this article. Mr. Beast's sidekick posted artwork from disgraced artist known for animated CP. Dude, Christopher, this is not good. This is not good. This is a code red, buddy. You need to get some help, man. This is not looking good for you. You are buying inappropriate art from someone who is a pedo and putting that in your house where your 2-year-old son is at and where he could possibly see this. That is not good. This is not how you parent, buddy. And keep in mind, this is coming from the same guy who a couple years ago tweeted something like, "Nothing gets my knob cranking like some lolly." Now, back then, I would probably think that, oh, he's just making an edgy joke, it's whatever. But now, maybe he wasn't joking, who knows? Now, I'm not saying that, that Chris is a pedo or something. That just kind of be, slander. But it would not be wrong to assume that, looking at the events that just unfolded, that Chris is a little bit weird. And a reason why a lot of people don't want to say something about this is because they think they'll be canceled or labeled as transphobic, when we're not doing that. We're just calling out Chris's bad behavior. And honestly, if you think that you just can't condemn what he's doing because you're afraid, I'll just say this, that's not what Frank Mann would do. Now, if you're doing that, but you at least understand why this is wrong, then I mean, you're better than the people who support it. And if you do support this, him buying animated CP from a pedo, putting that up in his house, and putting high heels on his 2-year-old son's, feet, please explain in the comments. I would love to know why you think that this is okay. Also, one quick thing before I end this video, just one more thing that I want to show with Chris is, this is before him, the high heel stuff and the CP stuff, but on Twitter, when people were kind of talking smack about him, what he would do in response is he would flex how much money he makes, because obviously Chris is rich. He would flex how much money he makes. Look, here's a picture, some evidence of that, like right here. And that's like, bro, really? You can't even think of like a reasonable argument, so you just flex your wealth on people? That's wild. And on that note, I'm going to end the video right here. So if you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, until next time, see ya.